A very good morning, children. So today we are going to see a poem which is called as My Nasty Adventure. My Nasty Adventure. So here I'll read the poem out. So look at the page number 97. My plane was about to crash, so I grabbed my bag and took out my big blue parachute. So here the poet is telling that, okay, his plane is about to crash. So he was traveling in a plane and that plane was about to crash. So what would one do when a plane is going to crash? So immediately what they will do is they will take the parachutes out, they will wear the parachute and they will jump off the plane, isn't it? So that they can survive this, so that they can save themselves, they will use the parachute. You might have seen in many movies and also, like, no, they will be using the parachute and they will jump down so that they can be carried in the air and they will reach the ground safely. Here also the poet, whoever is the poet is talking about, so he jumped from the uh, plane because the plane was about to crash and he wore a parachute, and that too he describes it as a big blue parachute, and that glided him down to the land. Here glided in the sense here bring down smoothly without any kind of disturbances. So bring down smoothly, he was just brought to the ground smoothly by the parachute. So parachute doesn't know where it is going to land, so you'll be controlling the parachute back the ground, like, no, however it is, you have to land on the ground at last. So he found out a very good spot where he has to land, and at that time, like, no, but there was a big breeze, so there was a big gentle wind, like the wind was over there, and then so he had to land. So he could not land on the spot where he actually thought of landing, so he had to land on somewhere else here. And this particular place where he landed was, like, no, there were some sharp pine trees, pines, in sense there are some thorn like structures here. There are some pine trees which are very sharp pine trees were there, and when he fell down, he had a lot of bruises on his body, that is just like some wounds on his body. So because of that wounds and all, and one of the pine also fell on his ear, so it also injured him on the ear also. And he was very tired, so he just thought to have some rest. So he sat on the ground, and when he sat on the ground, then what happened is there was a thorn already on the ground, it poked him, so it went into his body, and then he shouted, and then he thought of sleeping on the ground frantically. He wanted to sleep here. You can see here, I slept on the ground frantically. So when he slept on the ground here, that is where he was very anxious to sleep because he was very tired. So he just slept, and the mosquitoes, they came and they were biting his nose. So all the mosquitoes, they bit his nose, and there were so many bugs over there on the ground. They also crept all over him. So they all crept over him. So they made their way onto him, and all they tickled his body. So the bugs, when they move on the body, it will give a tickled kind of feeling. So they were all tickling him. So he scratched the body, and then suddenly he woke up, and he appeared himself like a fool. He appeared to himself like a fool. Why did he appear to himself like a fool? Because it was a dream. So after the whole thing, I thought I would rather go to school. So all this after this dream, and also he doesn't want this kind of dream at all. So he thought that it's better to go to school, and he just got up and got ready and went to school. So that is what the poem says, my nasty adventures. So nasty in the sense one which we don't like at all. So that kind of adventure this boy has gone through. So this is the end of the poem, my nasty adventure. Okay, so there are several meanings here. You can see the first lines, that is crash, fall or come down violently. Crash in the sense when a plane crashes, it falls down very violently, isn't it? And then coming to the bruises, dark marks left on the skin when one has been hit. So here you can see some kind of dark marks on the skin, right? Whenever you are hit by somebody, when your body is hurt, like, you can see some kind of dark spots and all. Those are called as the bruises. Breeze, the next word which is used here is breeze, that is a gentle wind. A gentle wind. Poked, that is pushed something, like, no, anxiously into some object. For example, you can your friend will poke his pen into your cheek like this. So that is nothing but poking. Frantical in the sense very anxiously. So you are in the water for some time, you'll get up becoming frantic for the air. So Bugs are the smallest insects which are called as the bugs. Tickling in the sense, some like moving in the sensitive part of a body which will evoke some laughter. Scratch. So you'll take some sharp object and you'll scratch your body, or even with your nails also you try to scratch your body. So it's an but you are damaging the surface of the anything. So that is called as the scratch. Okay, so these are the different meanings in this lesson, and now we go to the questions in this lesson. Okay, now the first one is, who do you think is the speaker of the poem? So it's finally revealed that the speaker in the poem is a small boy. So the poet has made a small boy as a hero of this main protagonist of this poem here. So here, because he thought of getting ready to the school, so it ultimately says that he's a school boy. Which line in the poem suggests that the speaker was only dreaming? So how can you know that it's only dreaming here? Just then I woke up. So he said that I woke up. So when all the mosquitoes and the bugs were tickling him, mosquitoes were biting him, then what happened? He woke up, right? So that word itself says that this boy was dreaming. Why did the speaker feel that he was a fool? Why he thought that he was a fool? Because he had a very, very big dream. He had the plane crash, there were bruises on his body, he was left in a dangerous situation. Okay, he has to look into some adverse conditions. Mosquitoes were biting him, bugs were biting him, these pines were pricking into his body. So when he got up, these all things were not there. So he thought that he was a fool. So where did the small boy finally he wanted to go? So he wanted to go to school. So if you have any kind of adventure like this, you can also write it. Okay. So you can see some of the rhyming words also here. That is and, land, breeze, trees, fool, school. So children, your homework is write the meanings and also rhyming words in the homework book and post them in the group. Okay children. So see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great day. God bless you.